over there. So Jose, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And can you just first start off with, now that it's fight week, and now that you're 4 days away, how real does this fight feel? I mean, now that we're in fight week and we're in the crux of everything.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting, and again, I'm taking things day by day, and making sure everything, my body, my recovery, my weight is good, and I feel really composed. I feel like I trained really, really good. Training camp went the best way it could have gone, and uh, I did everything as perfect as I could, and we're ready. We're ready to just go in that ring Saturday night, and perform. It's gonna be a great fight.
And we have a lot of questions in the queue, so I'm going to try and get to as many people as I can, but obviously Jose's got a schedule to keep, so we can't keep him here forever. We will start with Keith Idek. Keith, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hey, Jose. I was just wondering, when you fought Jose Zepeda, obviously it was a close fight with Southpaw. What did you learn from that fight? Not that they fight necessarily the same way, but what did you learn from that fight against a Southpaw that you can apply against Josh Taylor?
Well, Jose Cepeda, he's a southpaw, but he's a very crafty, difficult style. He's really low, and he comes in in a way. He was a little careless in the way he walked. He came in, and I got caught with a couple headbutts. And I myself like to fight low sometimes, but his style was a little difficult, more than what I expected. But I faced many southpaws in my career as an amateur, in my professional level. So him and Taylor are completely different fighters.
Is Zepeda trickier than Taylor, or vice versa, or how do you look at it?
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, I'm not saying he's a better fighter than Taylor, but I'm just saying his style was a little more was a little difficult, But once I put my punch together, I was able to take him behind the ropes and take advantage and finish strong. But Taylor's taller. Taylor, he's more of a in and out boxer. He could let his punches. He could let his punches go on the inside when he faces opponents that try to come in the end. They're completely different.
And just one last question, Jose. Obviously, if Zepeda wins on Saturday on the undercard and you win, he's a mandatory for you to fight him again. What do you think about a potential rematch against him at some point?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I wouldn't care.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. Now we go ahead to Raul Delgado, Telemundo Chicago. Raul and Jose Gardy, if you're there, Raul is going to be asking the question in Spanish. So we will have Gardy translate it for everybody on the chat. Go ahead, Raul.
Awesome. José, ¿cómo te va? Saludos. Antes que nada, quería comentarte cómo te sentiste en este campamento y especialmente pues ya para este reto que significa Taylor, que pues obviamente sabemos que es un boxeador de calidad.
No, me siento en primer lugar muy, muy bendecido, de llegar tan lejos. Y es un gran honor, para mí ser parte de una pelea tan grande, tan importante para el boxeo. Y la verdad, el campamento me fue muy bien, me sentí muy motivado. Me sentí emocionado, entrené fuerte, creció dentro de mí, de dar lo mejor de mí cada sesión de entrenamiento que hacía, y primero Dios, vamos, todo el sacrificio, todo lo que hice se va a mirar el 22 de mayo.
I feel very blessed and honored to be part of such a big event as this one. As the days went by in training camp, my desire to keep getting better and win, keep growing and growing, and I know that you're going to see that on Saturday night.
Thank you very
Jose,
much. Oh, sorry.
Can I just get one more in, Evan, real quick?
One more, Raul.
Okay. José, has ido mejorando pelea por pelea. Ahora, ¿qué podemos esperar de ti este próximo sábado pues, ante un peleador como Thiel?
Sí, yo creo que un peleador como Taylor va a sacar hasta cosas mejores de mí, porque él es técnico y cuando te enfrentas con un boxeador más técnico, se ven las cosas más claras y se ve la pelea más limpia. Y van a poder ver las cosas pequeñas que van a demostrar la experiencia que tengo yo como boxeador. Y van a poder mirar ah, mis habilidades y espero lucirme porque va a ser contra un gran boxeador. So, más crédito para mí.
Gardy?
Yeah, so I feel honored and of fighting such a great fighter like Judge Taylor. I know he's gonna bring the best out of me, and I'm gonna show the little things that I've been working on, and you're gonna see that on Saturday. I know everything will come out on Saturday night, and against a great fighter like Judge Taylor, so that's gonna be more credit to me.
All right. Thank you very much, Raul. We've got a ton of questions in the queue, so I'm going to limit it to one question per reporter, so that way everybody, as many people can get a chance to ask a question as possible. Jeremy Harridges, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hi, Jose. Thank you for taking the time to talk. I know in some of the media quotes building up to the fight, you've talked about being the underdog in the past, and you're aware that many people are picking against you. Does that ever surprise you, considering all that you've accomplished and the numbers on paper, the experience? How do you view that, and why do you think people are picking against you?
I'm not really sure. I've never been a big fan of opinions such as who's the best out there, who's a better fighter between one or the other. When you look back when boxing was more alive in the 60s, and everybody faced each other, and one would beat the other guy, and the other guy would beat the other guy, and they were all winning against each other, beating against each other, and styles, were sometimes a certain style was more complicated than the other. So in boxing, I felt like people have forgotten that. I think they don't understand that in this sport. Every fight's gonna be, especially in this level of competition, every fight's gonna be tough. So I always train like the underdog. I always train like this is the most important fight, and I cannot afford to lose. So I have that mentality in me that I cannot afford to lose, and I'll find a way to win. And I'm very composed. I'm not paying attention too much of that. Never have, and I'm going out there just hoping to bring the best out of me and hoping to show my skills the best way I can.
Thank you very much. As a reminder to everybody who's asking in the chat, as I mentioned before, after it's done, this chat will be available on the Top Rank YouTube channel. Feel free to use take content from our channel for your channel. Happy to do that. So there's the answer to the question that everybody keeps asking me in the chat. If you joined me in the beginning, you would have known that, but I gotta let the stragglers know as well. A couple of UK questions we have coming in here. I feel it's only fitting to get to a couple of people from across the pond. Boxing UK, you are up. Go ahead when ready.
Hi, Jose. It's Steve from Boxing UK.
Hello, Steve.
Hi, Jose. Obviously, over here in the UK, Jose, everybody knows an awful lot about Josh Taylor, and we can make an argument as to why Josh will win on Saturday. What can you tell us about you, and can you tell UK fans why you'll be the best man on Saturday?
One thing, I've been preparing for this fight all my life since the age of 8 years old. First and foremost, I've always respected the sport of boxing very, very much, and I'm a very dedicated person to the sport. I also respect the sport and everyone who participates in the sport of boxing, including all my opponents. And I'm happy to see that Josh Taylor has the support that he does from the UK. That's the way it should be. We go through our lot. We sacrifice so much. We put our lives on the line to entertain you guys. So the least that we could expect is some support back, So I'm happy to hear that he has a lot of support. I'm just a very determined fighter, and I feel like a great fighter like Josh Taylor was going to bring the best out of Jose Ramirez. I'm very well prepared. I'm very confident with my skills. I'm a man of faith, and I'm gonna push myself, and and I'll find a way to win on Saturday, May 22nd.
Thank you, Steve, from Boxing UK. We go back to the UK. A lot of Brits, a lot of Scots here in the chat, as to be expected. Jonathan Nagyoff, please unmute yourself and go ahead. Very nice looking lounge chair you have there, Jonathan. More comfortable than what I'm sitting in. So good work on the lounge chair, sir. Go ahead.
Hi, Jose. Josh has spoken of sort of the significance of winning this fight, not only becoming undisputed champion, but emulating what Ken Buchanan did as a Scotsman. For you, what is the significance not only of winning this fight, but other than just the belts?
Yeah, this is a fight that's gonna bring a lot of glory to myself, to my family, and it's gonna make me the first Mexican fighter, Mexican descent, Mexican American fighter to become undisputed world champion in the history of boxing. So this is a historical fight for me as well. This could open up the doors for the Hall of Fame for me in the future. This is something that that will put me in the books as one of the best to ever put some boxing gloves. This is a big fight for me, and it's a fight that not only brings glory to the Mexican people in Mexico, but also to all the hardworking immigrants in the United States, as I'm a proud immigrant myself.
And thank you for that. And we'll go to our next question in a second. As a programming reminder, both episodes of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Ramirez versus Taylor, are now available on Top Rank's YouTube channel. They both premiered on ESPN2, so that's a two-part behind-the-scenes look, 24/7 style of this matchup. So please give that a look. And as mentioned, this camp, Jose obviously is the son of farm workers, worked in the fields himself growing up in Central Valley, and during this camp and during the pandemic, he's done a lot of work out in the community, both to give the farm workers supplies and things they needed to get through the pandemic, and is working with local leaders and politicians to inform farm workers about the importance of getting vaccinated and keeping that community safe. So a couple of things Jose has been working very closely on in this camp. So he's fighting for a lot, fighting for his Mexican people, fighting for his people in the Central Valley, as he always does. So we are going to go now to Jose Camarillo. Jose, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Sí, ¿qué tal todos? Hi, everyone. Para José Carlos Ramírez, está rodeado de familia michoacana. Eso es el nombre aquí de una banda no muy bien vista, o sea, gente que no es buena, pero en este caso la familia michoacana, me refiero a que los García, desde su papá, todos ellos están arropándote. Eso es una inspiración más que sea que el papá de ellos, de los García, también sea inmigrante, que tus papás son inmigrantes. Lo mencionaste tú ahorita, que eres un orgulloso hijo de inmigrantes. ¿Qué me puedes decir esto en cuanto a que te sirva a levantar más tu espíritu para la pelea?
What can you say about getting the support of the Garcia family? From Robert to Big G, everyone supporting you, and also they also be coming from immigrant parents like yourself. Do you think that's gonna lift you up with that support to get the big win on Saturday?
Sí, la verdad, para mí es un orgullo. En primer lugar, es un orgullo llevar la sangre que llevo yo. Mi apellido, mi familia me han dado mucho ánimo, me ha dado mucha fuerza de reconocer que mi familia fue una familia muy trabajadora, muy fuerte. Y la familia de Roberto pues es muy similar. Ellos entienden la vida que yo viví de chicos, porque fue muy similar. Como lo dicen, ellos también inmigraron del estado de Michoacán, y somos paisanos, pues. Y la chemistría que tenemos nosotros es como una familia grande, y me da gusto saber que ahí está toda la familia García apoyándome a mí, eso me motiva mucho, porque durante todo el campamento ellos estuvieron ahí conmigo, motivándome y sacando lo mejor de mí.
I feel very proud of the blood that runs through my veins. You know, I feel very proud of my last name, of my family, everything that we represent. We came, migrated from Michoacan, and we have been always a very hardworking family. And about the Garcia family, you know, they also came from Michoacan as my family, and it's great to have the support from them. You know, they motivating me every single day, you know, just to achieve my goal of becoming undisputed champion.
Gracias.
Thank you very much. Erica Montoya, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone. Mi pregunta, José Carlos, me gustaría que me explicaras, tú dices que sientes muchísimo orgullo de llevar la sangre que tienes, pero para ti, ¿qué significaría convertirte en el primer campeón indiscutido con sangre mexicana? Vaya, ahora que todo el mundo compite por la posibilidad de tener ese tipo de distinción.
You said that you feel very proud of the blood that runs through your veins, but what would it mean to you to become the first undisputed champion of Mexican descent?
Será algo muy, muy bonito, ¿no? De poder representar, como te digo, mi familia, la sangre que llevo, los grandes guerreros que salen de México, la buena sangre que sale de allá. Imaginar muy bien hasta que se llegue el momento, ¿no? Pero espero traerles mucho orgullo y espero que estén todos contentos con mi presentación, y yo creo que yo estoy dispuesto, ¿no? de compartir toda esta alegría con todo el público, con toda la gente mexicana, toda la gente inmigrante, toda la gente trabajadora que le gusta luchar. Quisiera yo compartir todo esto con todos ellos.
I think it would be a beautiful moment, you know, a beautiful experience. Right now, I cannot even imagine, you know, how will it be. But you know, as soon as it happens, I know it's gonna hit me, and I'm gonna share that moment and bring that happiness to all my people. I really hope that they are happy with my performance and that they're very proud of me.
All right, we one more question because Josh is about to log in. So we'll, I'll the people who were in the queue that couldn't get a question with Jose, I'll try and get you one with Josh as well. So I think it's only fitting that we close things off with Jose in the Central Valley with Mike Rueda. So Mike, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Thank you, Jose, for taking time. Real quick, man. Obviously, you came from the Central Valley. You come from humble upbringings, and you know you've worked hard to get where you're at. Even your biggest dreams as a kid growing up, becoming a boxer, did you ever think that you would get to a point in your career like this, fighting undisputed in the biggest fight of the year so far?
When I first started boxing, you know, I had no idea what the sport was going to do for me. I'm the first in my family to box. My parents, they were just so focused on working and providing for us. They wanted to make sure we had a good education. They wanted to make sure that we had a better life than what they did, you know, and they didn't want us to suffer as much as they suffer. But you know, the more I started winning as an amateur, the more I started making it to bigger tournaments and competing against the best amateur fighters. That's when I knew that the sport was going to do a lot for me, and that's when I knew that the sport was going to help me provide for my family and to be able to help out. You know, I just wanted to return the favor. You know, all the work that my father did for us, you know, didn't go unrecognized, and I appreciated them so much that I wanted to give back and help them. You know, and I told my father one day that one day he was going to be his own boss, or he wasn't going to have to work again. So, you know, those were the goals that kept me in the sport of boxing, pushing myself to become the best. And I'm grateful and honored to be in this level of competition. I really am. I really feel like a blessed man. Now I have my own family of my own, and I'm able to give them privileges that never thought I was going to be able to give them, and I'm very thankful for that.
And that'll wrap up the Q&A part with Jose. We have Josh Taylor on the line. Josh has a very interesting Josh.
But I'm inside and indoors, and I wanted to be comfortable myself with the sweater. But there's times that I take off my shirt and just be relaxed. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, listen. I think Jose's saving that for the weigh-in. Jose,
Yeah.
any final comments?
I'm just at the back here trying to get a good tan. That's all it is.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Well, Jose, you're from the Central Valley, where
I'm like pale blue. I'm like a bottle of milk. I need to get some colour before I go back to Scotland.
Yeah. So Jose lives in the Valley where it's sunny about 340 days a year. Josh is from Scotland where it's sunny, about 34 days a year. So he's got to get the tan in before he heads back to Scotland.
Enjoy the sun, definitely.
Well, listen, Jose, thank you so much for joining us today. We're all looking forward to Saturday night. We'll let you run, and we will see you guys soon. Thank you, Jose.
All right, brother. Take care.
And now we are joined by the Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor, who is going for a little history of his own, looking to be the first Scottish man to become undisputed champion. And if I'm not mistaken, he would be the third fastest to undisputed status if he were to win on Saturday. Josh, how you doing today? And same question I asked Jose. Now that it's fight week, does it feel like more real? Now that it's fight week, you're here in Vegas, and we're only a couple days away.
No, I'm nice and relaxed. Listen, I'm totally relaxed about this week. I couldn't be any more prepared, any more mentally and physically prepared. I've prepared to the best of my ability, so I'm nice and relaxed. I'm not wasting any energy on thinking about the fight and thinking about that. It's just another day at the office on Saturday. It's just another day at the office with a lot of city eyes on me. But I am totally confident in this fight. So no, I'm not feeling the bit between my teeth and getting anxious. I'm totally relaxed, as you can see. So I'm totally relaxed and full of confidence going into this fight. So I'm just taking it as it comes and enjoying the ride.
And we're going to start with the questions. Keith Idek. Keith, please unmute yourself and go.
Hey, Josh. The last time that Jose Ramirez fought a southpaw when he fought Zepeda, a lot of people thought that he lost the fight. I'm just curious what you thought of that fight, and maybe how he. I know you don't fight the same way, of course, as Zepeda, but how he fared against the southpaw.
Josh, please unmute yourself. Josh, sorry, you accidentally muted. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Yeah, I thought that Ramirez was very, very fortunate to come away with that decision. I thought that I personally scored the 8 rounds to 4 to Zepeda when I watched it. But it is what it is. It's past. We're here, there, done it. He got the result that he was looking for. And that's the past is the past. I'm not really too interested in what he's done before. It's all about Saturday and things that I've seen and holes in his game and things like that I think I can exploit on Saturday. So I'm not too fussed about dwelling on past fights.
Just in general, Josh, do you think that he's vulnerable against southpaws?
I think he's vulnerable, full stop. I think he's going to be quite easy to find. I don't think I'm going to have to go looking for him to hit him. That's for sure. I know his styles come forward, so it's got the makings to be an absolute barn burner fight, because he comes to fight and I come to fight. So it's going to be a good fight for sure.
Thank you, Keith. Now we go to Jeremy Harridges. Jeremy, please unmute yourself.
Hi, Josh. You're talking about, passive forehands and not looking too much at them, but you do have a shared opponent in Victor Postal. Looking at your performance versus his performance, is there anything that you can take away from that? Did that help you understand his style any better? And what do you make of that?
Listen, I've said this a few times in a few different interviews. I give him the benefit of the doubt. I was not impressed with what I've seen against Victor Postal. I give him the benefit of the doubt with having 3 back-to-back training camps, peaking 3 times. and all that sort of stuff. That can have maybe a little bit of an effect on you. But no, I'm not dwelling on past opponents. That is a fight that's been and done in the past. It's all about Saturday. I'm pretty sure he's been in the gym and rectifying the things that I think he probably thinks he could have done better or things like that. I'm pretty sure he's been working hard in the gym and working on righting wrongs that he did and mistakes that he made and things like that. I'm pretty sure he's been working hard to make sure that he doesn't do them again.
All right. Next, we go to Jonathan Nagyok. Jonathan, please go ahead.
Hey, Josh. Could you just touch on sort of the extra work you've had with Ben Davison? Now it's sort of your second camp. How's that sort of working relationship developed?
It's been brilliant. I've never been so relaxed and happy in a fight camp. Just the way I've prepared, I've had a nice long preparation for this fight. After my last fight with Kong Song, I took a couple of weeks off, come back down, ticking over in the gym and things like that. Then I went home for Christmas, which is the first Christmas I've had off since I've turned professional. So I relaxed in Christmas, ate some good food, put on a little bit of weight, but I was always ticking over in the gym back home. And then as soon as New Year happened, I was right back down to London and gym and training again. So I've been in a long preparation for this fight, a long camp. We've trained diligently and sharply, and we've got a great game plan going ahead this Saturday. And the relationship with Ben is just it's brilliant. It's not only a boxer trainer relationship, it's also a friendship as well. He's a real good guy, with that respect there, that when we go into the gym, he's the boss. So yeah, it's very good, and we're happy where we're at and the way things have went.
Best of luck, Josh. Cheers.
Yes.
Thank you, Jonathan. Boxing UK, please unmute yourself. One question. Go ahead. Boxing UK, please unmute yourself. Going once, going twice.
Hi, Josh. It's Steve from Boxing UK.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, mate. Josh, last time we spoke was just before the World Boxing Super Series final. Will that final, the experience of that huge event, help you? If you win, do you want to be in the pound-for-pound conversation at last?
Well, I'm in the pound-for-pound conversation. I should already be there. I think I'm ranked number 9 with the Ring magazine, which is good. Which is brilliant. But like I say, I'm not one for getting awards and accolades and things like that. I'm not really too fussed, but I let the performances and stuff speak for themselves. I'm used to the big stage. I've been on big stage since 2010. I've been used to big stages with the Commonwealth Games, then the Olympics in 2012, then World Championships, European Championships, then the Commonwealth Games again in my home country in Glasgow, winning the gold medal. And then I've been also involved with Carl Frampton's undercards, and my debut was on a big card. Then the two fights with Leo Santa Cruz. I've also been involved in a few big fights myself now as well. So I'm used to the big stage. It does not faze me at all. If anything, I thrive under the big lights and the big stage, and it's what I live for. I'd actually hoped that this fight was at full capacity. Like in Texas last week. We watched in Texas last week. 73,000 fans at a match, no restrictions, no masks, no social distancing, nothing. Why can't they do it here? It seems to be working in Texas. It seems that we should be taking that approach everywhere else as well. So it's a little bit frustrating that I'm actually not got a bigger crowd to perform in front of. So no, I don't feel that I'll be phased in any way, shape or form. If anything, I am relishing the opportunity to fight in front of a crowd again. I can't wait.
Thank you. And next we go to Josh Katzowitz. Josh, please unmute yourself.
Hey, Josh. Assuming you win and become undisputed champ, is it possible to have any kind of run as, four belt holder? Didn't happen with Terrence Crawford. Didn't happen with Usyk when he won cruiserweight. Is it possible in this boxing political climate to actually be able to do that? And if so, are you interested in kind of having a longer run with all 4 belts?
Yeah, but listen, but we're not I've not tracked out what I'm going to do or anything like that. When I fully believe I'm winning this fight on Saturday, you know, so I'm not looking past it. I'm concentrating on Saturday, and then we'll just take it as it comes. See what comes my way, you know. See what comes. See what happens. See what opportunities arise, and what options are on the table, and what's the best one for me at the time. That's which one I'll take. So I'm not set out a set road path of where I'm going or what I'm doing next. I'm focusing on Saturday, and I'm just taking everything as it comes.
Thank you very much. Brandon Stubbs, please unmute yourself, Mr. Stubbs. Brandon Stubbs, going once, going twice. And whoop, Brandon Stubbs must be sleeping. So let's go to J.R. Bell. J.R., please unmute yourself.
All right there, Josh. You talked about the whole thing about pound for pound discussion, but I wanted to touch on, you know, the legacy of being in an undisputed title fight here at, you know, super lightweight. Now, if you were able to, you know, get this win, what would that mean for you in your legacy as a fighter, specifically in this super lightweight division?
This fight to me, it means the world. You know, it is a massive piece of history for both of us. You know, for myself to become the first undisputed champion in Scotland in the 4-belt era, the first undisputed champion since my fellow countryman Ken Buchanan, you know, in Scotland. It's a massive, massive piece of history. This really, really cements my name in British boxing history and Scottish boxing history as an all-time great, you know. So this really cements my name in the history books and in the legacy books, being a great fighter. So it means a lot to me, this fight. This fight means everything to me. I mean, I've prepared so well and so long and so hard for this fight, to win this fight, to achieve this. It's on the cusp of achieving something great, and going down as potentially a Hall of Famer fighter. You know, it's just it is huge for me, this fight. I can't express how much I want to win this fight and how important it is to me.
All right, and next we go to the Central Valley. Mike Rueda, you're back. Please unmute yourself.
Josh, obviously, this is the biggest fight of your career. As you said, you would hope it would be full capacity. But the fact that fans are going to be back in any way, shape, or form, how much do you think that's going to help you out in your performance as well? You know, as Jose, as he said, he had a little bit of an issue without the fans in his last fight.
Yeah, it's going to be great, you know, because the fans there give you that extra little bit of butterflies, a little bit of, you know, pre-match jitters, because there's fans there watching you. They create an atmosphere, they make noise, and they make the event bigger and better and special, you know. So it gives you that little bit of butterflies, because there's fans there watching. There's going to be making an atmosphere. They're going, and it gives you that little bit more fire and determination and butterflies in your stomach, you know. So my last fight as well was in front of no fans, and it was very hard to keep in the zone when you're coming out to the ring with no fans, with your ring music on but no fans, and then getting shouted out. It was like just a glorified sparring match, and it was quite hard to keep up for it mentally. So this fight's going to be easy. It's going to be brilliant. You know, we're both used to fighting in front of fan bases and big fans, so having some kind of normality back is awesome. You know, it's brilliant.
Thank you. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
And now we go ahead to a couple more questions for Josh Taylor, and then we're gonna end the chat. It's been a long chat, so I don't want to keep everybody here all day. Jose Camarillo, please. Jose Camarillo, please unmute yourself. Yep, I see. And go ahead when ready, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is the meaning, Josh, of saying no pain, no gain, as you said in the series?
No pain, no gain. I think it speaks for itself. Goes without saying, you know, in any walks of life, you know, if you want to go for something, there's no pain, no gain. You know, you've got to work hard, you've got to sacrifice, you've got to put yourself through things that, you know, that's hard, that's tough, that's painful, to gain experience, to gain money to gain, whatever to gain, new businesses to gain, whatever. You've got to go through some kind of pain to have the gain. You know, it's in all walks of life. I believe that. It's no pain, no gain. You know, I've trained so hard for this fight. You know, it's I've put myself through a whole lot of misery and pain, and you know, a lot of sacrifices away from home, my friends, my family. No pain, no gain. You know, it's nothing worth having and going for in life. It doesn't come easy, so you've got to go through a little bit of pain to get there.
And I'm going to answer this question. Brandon Stubbs' connection cut off when I called him, but he did message. He wanted to ask Josh the ripple effect, given that the fighters at 147, 140, and 135, they're all looking at the winner of this fight. So how do you sort of see that landscape, and how aware are you that everybody within a 3-division radius will have their eyes set on this fight Saturday night?
Oh, it's brilliant. You know, it's a massive fight. You know, and there's, like you said, there's 3 weight categories where fighters could be potentially fighting after this. So the possibility and the options after this fight is massive. You know, there's going to be sort of options of fights and what fights you want to choose after this fight. You know, so it's great. It's really exciting times.
And, you know, again, I apologize to everybody who had a question in the queue that couldn't get to it. But we had a lot of questions. Obviously, a fight of this magnitude, a whole lot of interest and a lot of questions. So I apologize to those who I did not get to today. Josh, any final thoughts? Again, 4 days away. Any final thoughts you want to say to your Scottish people and anybody that fans and media and anybody out there watching?
Just to fans and stuff, I'm thankful for the support. I've been getting overwhelmed with messages over my social media and messages of support and from my phone and things like that. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's taken the time to wish me good luck and well wishes. And I'm going to win this fight on Saturday for you all. I'm gutted that none of your travelling fans can come over and see me as well. So I promise to win this fight and not let you down. And we will be back at some point in the future. And thanks for the continued support. It really means a lot to me.
And thank you, Josh. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the call today. I'm just as I mentioned, in the United States, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus, 8 Eastern.